So it seems like a lot of people are going through it right now. It's almost like a Genshin Impact civil war. And to be honest, I'm kind of part of it, you know, at this point, like especially with the most recent videos I've made. But yes, there is a Genshin Impact content creator civil war going on at this point. And it's crazy to even think about. It really is. I did not expect to be a part of like a movement, I guess, in a way. And I'm not saying I'm the catalyst of this movement, because I'm definitely not. There are other people, and these names are going to be included in this video today, that are more involved and probably more, well, not probably, they are more prominent than I will ever be in this space, or at least that's how I feel. But I wanted to really talk about it because there's a couple things I want to address in my last video, which I talked about in a pinned message as well, and we're going to go over that a little bit. But the first things first is I want to address everybody who has subscribed to me just recently and all the comments and stuff. I cannot honestly express how grateful and appreciative I am to have such a supportive community right now. Like, y'all have been so supportive in kind of helping me deal with the situation of me pulling back on Genshin because of the fact that, you know, all the stuff that's going on. And, you know, I don't want to talk too much about it, but I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you all. And hopefully I could be that content creator that is transparent and you're able to be proud of. That's my goal, is to be a great content creator, which means that I will be doing better about looking at the community as a whole, because I feel like I was just, for the longest time, in this echo chamber of just, let me do my thing. I'm not going to worry about other content creators. Because that was me. But I do want to talk about something, because I do pay attention to some content creators. And I love a lot of Genshin content creators. Obviously, they're the bigger ones because I need to meet some more smaller ones. But there are bigger ones that I really, really like. And there's one ex-Genshin Impact content creator who has been talking a lot about Genshin Impact recently. And you probably all know, because a lot of you have commented about me giving my reaction video to, or not my reaction, but my video for them to react to, and that is Tectone. Now, for those who don't know, I have been a fan of Tectone for a long time. Ever since he started out in Genshin Impact, I was a fan. When he left Genshin Impact, I supported him. I was like, you know what? Go for it. Did I talk to him directly? Absolutely not. I am a freaking ant compared to this man, both literally and metaphorically. He is tall. But my whole thing is that he's honest, and he's very honest about what he says. However, there is one thing that people have been talking about, and I don't know when this video is going to go out, if it's going to go out the next day after I record this or 2 days from now, but there's something to talk about here. There really is. And that's this whole situation with Fob and Tectone. Now, I know you've already probably watched MTashed's video on this talking about it. You probably watched Tectone's response to the whole Fob thing. But I just kind of want to get my 2 cents on this, because I truly feel that this needs to be, at least my part needs to be said, because this does pertain to me in some instance. Not directly to me, but it pertains to some of the stuff that I believe in. Not what Fob said, but we'll get into that. It's a 1 of 6 post. Let's go ahead and talk about the first one. Here is the Tectone cycle. If you enjoy the game, enjoy it, but implies to his audience CCs are just faking enjoyment. I get, for some people, this is their livelihood, but makes videos calling CCs hypocrites for continuing their livelihood. Now, I want to address this first because I'm pretty sure everybody has seen kind of the gap of, I wouldn't say knowledge, but the gap of understanding the underlining tone of what Tectone is saying. Now, granted, this is only taking a little bit out of what he said, but basically what he tried to get at is that if you enjoy the game, enjoy it, but don't fake it. And it's true, because like for me, I've always enjoyed the game, but I've been critical of it before. Maybe not to the degree of Tectone, because I'm a little bit more reserved. Again, I'm a glass half full type of guy. I love talking about the game and enjoying some of the stuff. I'll surely talk about some stuff that I don't like, whether it's in a video on YouTube or Twitch, but I don't go to YouTube and say, this is amazing, and then go to Twitch and say, this sucks. A prime example is the 4.4 update. When at first I looked at it from the glass half full perspective and I was like, wow, in my initial reaction, this is great, this is huge. And it's because, you know, one of my characters got a skin, and then another one of my characters that I've been dying for is coming to the game. Like, of course I'm gonna freak out. Of course I'm gonna be so excited and happy, right? But then the more that I thought about it, the more that I sat there and reflected after recording the reaction video and the shorts, I was like, you know what? This isn't good. This isn't cooking. And I think that's ultimately what he's getting at. Is like, don't fake it, be honest. And for me, I had two reactions. The first one, I was like, yeah, this is great, because I looked at it from the character only perspective and all that. But then I looked at it from the other side of like, but what are we getting? We're not getting good events. The story is probably good. I had Anthony Jamo, my boy, tell me that he cried during Cloud Retainer's story, so I'm pretty excited for that. But outside of that, there's really nothing in 4.4 that's crazy good for me. I didn't get yet, and I'll show that here in a second. There's two skins that are out that are really, really good. The Ganyu one I absolutely love, and of course a character that I'm not even going to summon for. But let's move on. Or yeah, let's move on from this, because I feel like I got my point across. Part 2, man contradicts himself constantly in order to cover his ass, but then ignores his own contradictions to passively aggressively slander other content creators. Now, granted, I know that Tectone has said some things about certain content creators, and that's very apparent. But at the same time, I feel as though, like, from what I've seen, at the very least, he doesn't really start it. Like, he reacts to a video, he says something about his honest reaction to the video, and some people take it as bad because he is honest. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being honest. I think people just need to get thicker skin. That's just how I feel. Now, granted, I am not the person to be saying something like that, because sometimes I take things that are not what they are and I overreact. Great example was this last video. There was somebody who had sarcasm in a comment. I didn't get the sarcasm. I took it seriously, got upset, commented back, and then they said, you don't know how to look at sarcasm. To be honest, I don't. I'm very bad with sarcasm, and I'll openly admit that, because I'm not a crybaby bitch about it. Let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. I'm not a crybaby. I don't know how to read sarcasm. I took not offense, but I took it the wrong way. I replied my way and got told it was just sarcasm. Now, granted, it could be that they said that also not meant sarcasm, and then after I reacted said it's just sarcasm. But I don't think that was the case. I think truly I did miss the sarcasm in their statement. And to that commenter, I apologize. If you are watching this, I apologize to you. But I think that people look at Tectone and they automatically have this thing of hate towards him, when he is honestly a nice guy. I met him twice. Hopefully we'll meet him again soon. Probably. Who knows? I don't know. But he's a good guy. He was always good to me. He was always nice to talk to. Granted, our interactions were short because, again, I'm small content creator. He big content creator. Is going to happen. Maybe one day we'll actually have an interaction. Techie, if you're watching this, big fan of yours. You probably don't remember me, to be honest, and I'm going to try not to be parasocial as hell, but you're an inspiration to me as a content creator, and honestly, you've been a big help, whether indirectly or directly, with this whole situation. So, big shout outs, Techie. I love you, man. If you believe these Genshin content creators really hate this game, say it. Stop saying, oh, if you really enjoy it, then turn around and passive aggressively call CCs fake. Just because you cannot fathom why they might be enjoying it does not mean you know they aren't. But he does, because he was a Genshin content creator, but he was honest about his feelings. And what he's talking about is the contrast between Twitch and YouTube. If you go on Twitch and you say that you hate the game, but in a YouTube video you say it's freaking amazing, that's a contradiction. And it looks terrible on you, because then people are going to spot you as a fake. Me, I've always enjoyed the game, but I've never liked MiHoYo's decisions. So I could say in a video, this update's cool, but the events don't mean crap to me, because it's the truth. The events are not fun. I have way more fun on Honkai Star Rail for events than Genshin Impact. And that's just going to be the case. It's not meaning that I'm you know, fake. It just more so means that I'm being honest about the product, and I'll say it in my videos because, in all honesty, Genshin doesn't want me as a content creator. I can tell you that right now. It's basically there. But let's move on. Are we on number 4? Were we on? Yes, we are on. You say these Genshin CCs are hypocrites, but you literally said, sure, there are CCs that should just leave Genshin, or that should just not leave Genshin, because I'll be real, Genshin made them. There's nothing wrong with that, which makes up 99% of the largest CCs in the space. Tectone was the largest CC in the space for a long, long time, or at least that's what it seemed like. Maybe I'm just in an echo chamber of just bullshit, but Tectone was, and then he left. Look what happened to him. He got big. Like, he's been doing great. And honestly, a lot of content creators were like that too. Take MTashed. He quit like 4 times, but he's doing Honkai Star Rail. He still talks about Genshin every once in a while, but his Honkai Star Rail content is really good. Really, really good. I'm just saying, there's people who are branching out and doing other stuff. Genshin is not the end-all be-all for these creators. It's just you have to take the time to learn a different game. Me, I'm taking the time to learn Nikke so that I could become a better Nikke creator. And I think that Nikke makes it a lot of fun because I feel rewarded. I feel like they listen to their player base and we have a lot of fun. The story's great. It's a gacha game. It's fun. But I think that a lot of content creators are too scared to jump to that next game and learn about it so that they stay in Genshin Impact. You acknowledge the biggest Genshin CCs that this is their livelihood, but then you call them hypocrites for choosing to keep their livelihood intact. As someone whose livelihood was saved off of the backs of Miz and OTK, you should know better than to go for their livelihood. At the end of the day, Genshin CCs have voiced their complaints over the years, but you neglect that, cherry pick, and build this false narrative that they're faking enjoyment of the game because of it tied to their livelihoods. Let's push the change without slandering others. To me, that's very disingenuous and ironic that you would say that. I don't know Fob. I've never met Fob, and to be honest, I've never followed Fob. I know of him, I know of the space that he's in, but that's it. That just came off very ironic as somebody who doesn't know him. Like, to me, I see that and I'm like, I don't want to talk to you because that just came off very, very unprofessional. Now, for me, I look at something like that and it just screams childish because you're going to basically do this high school thing where you bully the nerd kid, but then go to the assembly and say we shouldn't bully the nerd kid. That's how it comes off. It's like, it's ironic as somebody who says, let's push to change without slandering others, when in the previous statement, as someone whose livelihood was saved off the backs of Miz and OTK, you should know better than to go for their livelihood. And to be honest, I'm probably creating drama now, and he, like, maybe later on down the road when Fob is like, oh yeah, I remember this dude Tystra talking crap about me in a video, but I'm not talking crap. I'm being honest about it. I'm being honest that this comes off as incredibly ironic and incredibly stupid. And if you take offense to that, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you can't say, let's push for change without slandering others when you just did that. And it's abundantly clear that Tectone was on a trajectory before this to go up in followers and subscribers because he's adapted to the content. Take, for example, he went from Summoner's War to Arc Knights, and when Arc Knights, the community was going after him on that, he went to Genshin. And then he was a Genshin Impact content creator, and he left on his own terms because he was sick and tired of Genshin. Simple as that. To me, I felt like this whole post, while may have some points if you take stuff out of context, didn't really drive home the point of being genuine. And that's just me. If you truly feel this way, like Fob, I get it, I guess, in a way, because sometimes I take stuff that's being said and I twist it into something in my brain and I go, they must hate my guts, or they're saying this about people, or they're talking crap about my friends, when clearly this whole time Techie wasn't saying that. Techie was saying, if you like the game, that's cool, but if you don't like the game, speak up. Don't let your livelihood of you know, making build guides, should you summons and all that stuff be the end all be all and not say anything. Take Doro44 for example. Doro44 has been posting a lot more on Twitter about the issues that he's seeing, or making kind of like jokey posts. So, and just so I could prove, like you can see, I'm not following this guy. I am following Techie, but I'm not following Fob. I'll probably end up following Fob just because I want to keep up with the drama a little bit, because let's be honest, who doesn't love a little bit of drama? But I do want to bridge this into mine. Now, as you can see, oh, hold on. Come on. Yeah, there we go. As you can see, we're on my account, right? And as a Genshin content creator, I said I wasn't going to spend. And I made a pinned comment from the last video stating that I did not buy the Ganyu costume because of me boycotting. And this has been tough because it's only been a day and I've been itching. But I want to show you guys something. There's the Shinho costume. I haven't bought it. There is the Ganyu costume. I haven't bought it. I have stayed true to my word. I have not bought in those costumes. I've had these other costumes. And to which point, maybe I should have paid attention to this screen a lot more. But I did not know that these costumes were permanent for you to buy at any time. I had no idea that this was the case. So now that I know, this decision of buying or not made it a lot easier. But I wanted to prove that I didn't buy these costumes. I also want to show the wishes. Now, granted, I did do this because I don't like red exclamation points. I'll be honest. That's just me. It's one of my like nervous tics. If I see a red thing or something like that, I'm like, okay, I got to get this done. I got to get rid of this somehow. It's why I hate Honkai Star Rail right now, because there's something with Honkai Star Rail in the events I haven't done, and I can't. Let's move on. But I wanted to show that I've been good about this, and I want to summon these primos I've had since before those first two videos were made, before my reaction to 4.4 was made. I bought these primos getting ready for Cloud Retainer. I have not summoned. I wanted to prove to y'all that I am sticking to my word as a content creator. And that goes with what Techie was saying. If you're going to complain about the game, if you're going to say that we deserve better, we should at least be trying to communicate in some way, shape, or form that we deserve better. Vote with your wallets, y'all, because that is the best way to get to $1 billion company. And there were so many comments that said, hey, I respect your opinion, but I'm still gonna summon. Go for it. If you're free to play, summon to your heart's content. Use your free mogems. That's why they're there. Me, I'm going extra. I'm not summoning at all. I'm going to keep my primos. I'm going to keep all my freemos, and I'm not going to summon. And why? It's because I want to make a statement on my own. And that's just me. Now, is the itch strong? 100%. I want to summon for Cloud Retainer so much. I love the background of this character. She's so freaking cool, dude. I love Cloud Retainer. Now, granted, her kit's really, like, cool, but it's not. I'll get to that in my build video, which leads me to my next point. I will be doing build videos as well. And it's not to say, like, I don't want anybody coming out of this and being like, oh, well, you lied to what you said. I never said that I wasn't going to make Genshin content. I did say that I wasn't going to pay. I wasn't going to shill money. And this also goes for the battle pass too. Or is it this one? Yeah. See? Locked. I've done a little bit of the battle pass, but I haven't bought it. I want to, because I actually like getting the name cards, but that's just me. Ultimately, what I'm trying to get at here, and I want everybody to understand this. If you're going to be a part of the movement, be a part of the movement. If you enjoy the game, enjoy the game. And I think that's ultimately what Tectone was trying to get at. He wants everybody who enjoys the game legitimately to enjoy it. What he doesn't want, and what I don't want either, is people who say they enjoy the game and then go on to their other platforms and say the game sucks. That is hypocrisy at its best, and it makes no sense. Now, I'm going to be as transparent with everyone as possible. Sometimes I say stuff and I realize how dumb it is, and then I'm like, well, crap. Like when I said I would buy the Ganyu skin, and then I ended up not doing it. Or when I said I would still summon in my first video and I didn't do it. It's because of the fact that I'm going through this cycle of emotions and stuff going in my head, and I have a hard time with like processing stuff and being like, oh shoot, like I feel like I'm in tune with people, but I'm also not in tune, you know what I mean? So ultimately what I'm trying to get at, and I know I said that like 3 times, my apologies, but I think Fob was very ironic with what he said. And in regards to cherry picking, like he said with Tectone, how players have been complaining for years, I feel it's ironic as well to cherry pick certain phrases without giving context, because that is ultimately how you start a civil war. Now, that's only the Genshin Impact Civil War. That's all I'm going to say about that. But for everybody in my community, I just want you to know I'm very thankful to y'all. Y'all have been so great and so awesome to me, and I couldn't thank y'all enough for the support that you've given recently. As of right now, let me go ahead and refresh the page. We're gonna hit one of my goals for the year in literally like almost a day or two, because I'm at 1,956 subs, and I didn't expect that. I really didn't. And I'm incredibly blessed and thankful to all of you for subscribing, commenting, putting me in the algorithm. I hope I hope to make content for you that continues to make y'all happy. And hopefully now I can just be more honest about how I feel about the game. And I'm going to try and do better with that. I'm going to try and not just always do the glass half full, but to be transparent about everything that I'm feeling and think about stuff more often. So anyways, y'all, that's going to be it today. I love you all. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to entertain you. Don't be back. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out GamerSupps. Use code TYSTER for 10% off. Probably by the release of this video, we will have the new Shy Lily drop open up. That's my boss. Go buy her stuff, but use my code. Anyways, y'all, that's gonna be it. Love y'all to death. And as always, we will catch you in the next video. Please take care and be safe.